Side by side and talking. It's taken U.S. Secretary of State Kerry numerous visits to both the Israelis and Palestinians to get them this far. The Palestinian Authority's chief negotiator Saeb Erakat seated next to his Israeli counterpart Tzipi Livni.
We live in a tough neighborhood. To be optimistic is something that we cannot afford, but there is some hope. And I hope that when in Israel they would see the first meeting, they would understand that we shouldn't give up hope, and it is reachable, and we need to do it because it is an Israeli interest.
Martin Indyk has been chosen as the special envoy for Israeli-Palestinian negotiations. He's a former U.S. ambassador to Israel, a member of the Israel lobby group AIPAC, and the founding director of the Washington Institute for Near East Policy. Most recently, he's been the head of the foreign policy at U.S. research center, the Brookings Institution.
It is a daunting and humbling challenge, but one that I cannot desist from. I look forward with great excitement to working with you, President Abbas and Prime Minister Netanyahu and their teams, to do our best to achieve President Obama's vision of two states living side by side in peace and security.
President Sadat and Prime Minister Begin.
But there are seemingly insurmountable differences, ones that have led to many failed attempts before. The Palestinian Authority wants a state with borders based on the 1967 lines. That would give them the West Bank, the Gaza Strip, and most controversially for Israel, East Jerusalem. That's not going to happen, says Israel. Prime Minister Netanyahu made that very clear in the Oval Office with President Obama 2 years ago.
It cannot go back to the 1967 lines because these lines are indefensible.
The Israeli cabinet approved the release of 104 Palestinian prisoners on Sunday. That encouraged the Palestinian leadership to enter talks. Though Palestinians consider the release of prisoners held before the Oslo Accords an achievement, they do not necessarily believe negotiations with Israel are going to lead to the establishment of a Palestinian state anytime soon. They say settlement expansion makes the two-state solution much less practical now. And they say they don't trust Israel.
We can't trust them. Whatever we agree upon, they end up using for their own interest.
I hope so. I don't think things will happen very soon, but at least, things are moving.
But yet, here they are, preparing for talks. It's been 35 years of back and forth, violence and blame. And Kerry says there's only a limited window of opportunity left for an independent Palestinian state. On Tuesday, he's expected to announce what, if anything, comes next. Nisreen El-Shamayleh, Al Jazeera, Ramallah.